guys, this is DizzyPW. We're continuing our day 2 coverage of the SOE Live, and I'm here with the founders of Runewaker. Now, for people that can usually put together Frogster and Runes of Magic and don't really know about you guys, can you give us a little backstory behind your company?
Yeah, we're developers of Runes of Magic, and we worked our hearts out, bringing out the best game that we could, and we worked with Frogster on Runes of Magic, and now we've got a new game coming.
So tell me, what is it you guys learned that allowed you to progress so far to come out with this amazing game, Dragon Prophet?
With Runes of Magic, we really learned quite a bit about how to actually implement a game that's really enjoyable for players, and we've taken a lot of player feedback from Runes of Magic and really tried to put them into this game. Of course, in addition to that, we through the years of developing Runes of Magic, we learned both technically and in terms of as gamers, we've looked at a lot of other games, and we just try to bring in the best parts of what we see into a single package.
And in terms of your design philosophy, tell me what it's like to be both a programmer and the head of your company. What kind of advantages does this give you?
The advantages, less sleep. No sleep. But it's really great because it gives you a lot of insight into the entire process of development, so I can keep tabs on everybody, making sure that the development is on track. And of course, I could help the team when they get into problems, and it really helps things along. And
more reasonable deadlines, I'm sure.
Indeed,
you actually know what it takes.
Delays, of course.
Of course, but that just means I can slave drive better, I suppose.
So, how did the partnership with Sony come about?
We always thought that Sony was one of the ideal partners we could possibly get. And so from the beginning of development, I think that was really our focus, to really get in touch with SOE, and hopefully we could come to terms of a partnership. And great for us, it really came through, and I think it's a great match for us, and we look forward to really working with them to bring Dragon's Prophet out to North America.
I feel like a lot of the things they touched on that keynote speech last night really match up with your design ideas of this game, such as the frontier system, the player housing, really opening up the players. What's your thoughts on this system?
The frontier system really is the most exciting feature that we have. So as we review in the keynote, it's really a place where we bring a massively scaled sandbox kind of gameplay to our PvE component, and we really try to marry these two components so that players actually have many things to do when they get tired of doing dungeon raids or whatever. They could go over to the frontier and really kind of forge their own path and take control of their own destiny. You could do whatever you want. You could build your own house, you could decorate your house, you could raid other people's realms, and really just trying to make a name for yourself.
So I was kind of curious about how the system works between the player housing and the empire-wide construction. Do players have to align themselves with one of these empires to build their house, or how does that system work?
Well, it's really these are really two separate pieces of the system. So for players to get the house, it really doesn't mean that you have to swear allegiance to anybody. You just have to go to the frontier and find an empty plot of land, and then purchase that plot of land, and you can start building on it. And whatever you do is really your business. And the primary effect that the lord of each realm has on you is the fact that he can set tax rates on the items that the NPCs sell in that particular realm. And he could also set things like build patrol stations for guards, which will enhance the security of the entire realm, so that you don't get ganked so much by other players.
And are only players able to gank these, or is there any type of PvE component set up with it?
There's some PvE component, but really that's not the main focus for the frontier system. So it's primarily for PvP aspects. And I think this is really the most interesting for us. It's a way for us to really try to bring a kind of emergent gameplay to the players.
Fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about the actual gameplay itself now. So you're looking at around 300 dragons. How do you have so many dragons? Are you doing like a Pokemon type elemental system, or are you going for tier levels? What's your plan?
Well, we have to start, we have 8 archetypes of dragons. So there's some that can fly, some that can go really fast on the land, and some that are really effective in the sea. And so, from these 8 archetypes, then we start imagining different things and cool things that I think really cool designs for dragons, and players. We try to make it compelling for players to really try to capture all the different types of dragons, and because they all have such unique sort of traits, I think players would really love to go out and find the unique ones, and especially ones that have unique skills, and these would augment the players' abilities and really allow them to customize their gameplay.
I hadn't considered that before. How exactly do you go about acquiring these dragons?
Well, it's sort of like you just kind of lasso and do a cowboy thing on the dragon, and you kind of do a little struggle with the dragon, and if you're successful, he becomes your partner.
Got it, nice. And then you were making a big deal out of the action combat. I've heard that term thrown around so much lately.
Yes.
What exactly is your definition of the action combat in this game?
For our approach, we thought that it's really imperative for the combat system to be really approachable. So that was our design goal from the very start. So our combat system, like other action combat systems, is really fast, and it's really kind of like a non-targeting system, but for us, we call it a all-target system. So whichever way you face, and you just you push your hotkey, it strikes whatever is in front of you. But we try to make the combat very fast-paced. So players don't really have to wait for cooldowns or anything like that. It really plays like an action game, and for greater challenges, when you're going up against larger and larger enemies, big dragons or whatnot, that's when you really have to try and think out how you're going to plan out your skill sets and how you're going to use them, because we do have a combo system. So depending on how you push your skill combinations, different effects come out, and these will have different side effects on your target. And so I think this allows the players to really strategize and basically pick their spots in terms of combat.
So do you have a system similar to MMORPG where you want to have like different tiers or different types of dragons that make a balanced team?
Yes. So I mentioned before that basically all the 4 basic classes are damage dealers, and so the way you customize your gameplay is just through the use of different dragons and unique skills. And some dragons might have skills that allow you to become a tank, and even cooler skills like you might be able to do kind of a position swap with your pet. So you can send your pet out, and you could do a quick swap with them, and you could do different sort of tactics with it. Or if you want to be a healer, then you try to get a healing dragon, and it'll imbue you with extra healing skills.
Got it. When I first saw this game up here, I've been waiting for this for a long time, ever since I saw Disney's How to Train Your Dragon. I said, somebody has to make an MMORPG out of this, but what was your inspiration for deciding to go in this direction?
Well, I think dragons really kind of has a special place in all our hearts, and this is one of the things that just came to our minds when we started to brainstorm about what we wanted to do for the next game. And we thought that would be really great to be able to tame dragons and train dragons and just really let them become your allies. We're used to just slaying dragons, and but I think it's a really good change of pace. Just be able to see dragons as sort of your strength.
Well, it's great talking to you. Do you guys have anything else you want to say to our viewers before we put an end to the interview?
Well, stay tuned for more news about Dragon's Prophet. Watch for us in the next few months. We'll reveal some more about the game.
I'll certainly be looking forward to it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.